Hello students, in this video we will discuss CBSE sample paper 2021-22 of first term for class 12th. First of all, read all the instructions given. This question paper contains 3 sections and you have to attempt 20 questions from section A out of 24, 20 questions from section B out of 24 and 10 questions from section C out of 12 questions. All questions carry equal marks and there is no negative marking. Question number 1 from section A. The structure of bilobed anther consists of 2 thecae and 4 sporangia. Mark D as a correct answer. Question number 2. In the figure of anatropous ovule given below, choose the correct option for the characteristic distribution of cells within typical embryo sac. Answer is option B. At chalazal end, there are 3 antipodal cells. At micropilar end, there are 3 cells, 2 are synergids and 1 egg cell, and in the central cell, there are 2 nuclei. Question number 3. The coconut water from tender coconut is free nuclear endosperm. So, mark B as a correct answer. Question number 4. Pollen grains are well preserved as fossils because of the presence of sporopollenin. Option A is correct. Question number 5. Which of the following statements are true related to seed X and Y? Correct answer is option B. Seed X is dicot and non-endospermic or non-albuminous, and seed Y is monocot and endospermic or albuminous. Question number 6. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to hormones secreted by placenta? Option A is correct. Statement 1. Placenta secretes relaxin during later stages of pregnancy, and statement 4. Placenta secretes HCG and HPL during pregnancy. HCG is human chorionic gonadotropin and HPL is human placental lactogen. Question number 7. Figure A shows the front view of the human female reproductive system and figure B shows the development of the fertilized human egg cell. आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है करेक्ट स्टेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ह्यूमन एम्ब्रियो फ्रॉम फिगर B that take place at the site X, Y and Z respectively in figure A. Option C is correct. X is uterus where blastocyst is implanted. Y is fallopian tube where fertilized egg is there, and Z is ovary where unfertilized egg is present. Question number 8. Penetration of the sperm in the ovum is followed by option B. It is followed by completion of meiosis 2. Question number 9. The correct sequence of hormone secretion from beginning of menstruation is option C. The correct sequence is FSH, estrogen and progesterone. Question number 10. In the dioecious aquatic plant shown, identify the characteristics of the male flowers that reach the female flowers for pollination. Option C. Characteristics of male flowers are they are small in size, white in color, and their pollen grains are small and covered with mucilage. Question number 11. The thalamus contributes to the fruit formation in option C. Strawberry. 12th question. How many types of gametes would be produced if the genotype of the parent is capital A, small a, capital B, capital B? यहाँ heterozygous condition 1 gene में है, so types of gametes formed will be 2. It is double the number of heterozygous condition. Option B is correct. Question number 13. Which of the following statements indicates parallelism in genes and chromosomes. Option D is correct. 1, 2 and 4. They occurs in pairs. They segregate during gamete formation and independent pair segregate independently. Question number 14. Which of the following amino acid substitution is responsible for causing sickle cell anemia? Option D. Glutamic acid is substituted by valine in the beta globin chain at the 6th position. This causes sickle cell anemia. Question number 15. In human beings, capital A, capital B and capital C represents dark skin color. Small a, small b, small c represents light skin color, and capital A, capital B, small b and capital C, small c represents intermediate skin color. The pattern of genetic inheritance can be termed as option D. It is polygenic and quantitative inheritance. Question number 16. Which of the following combinations of chromosome numbers represent the correct sex determination pattern in honeybees? Option B. Male with 16 chromosomes and female with 32 chromosomes, as it depends on the fertilization and non-fertilization of eggs. Question 17. Rajesh and Mahesh have defective hemoglobin due to genetic disorders. Rajesh has too few globin molecules while Mahesh has incorrectly functioning globin molecules. Identify the disorder they are suffering from. Option B. Rajesh is suffering from thalassemia, which is an autosome linked recessive blood disorder, and Mahesh is suffering from sickle cell anemia, which is an autosome linked recessive trait. Question 18. Which of the following criteria must a molecule fulfill to act as a genetic material? Option D. Statement 2. It should be chemically and structurally stable, and statement 4. It should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian character. Question 19. The promoter site and the terminator site for transcription are located at option B. 5' upstream end and 3' downstream end respectively of the transcription unit. Question 20. Which of the following is correct about mature RNA in eukaryotes? Option B. Exons appear but introns do not appear in mature RNA. 21. In E. coli, the lac operon gets switched on when option A. When lactose is present and it binds to the repressor. 22. Every MacLeod and McCarthy used enzymes to purify biochemicals such as proteins, DNA and RNA from the heat-killed S cells to see which one could transform the live R cells into S cells in Griffith's experiment. They observed that option B. DNase inhibited transformation. DNase enzyme remove the DNA from the medium and transformation stops. Means DNA is responsible for this transformation. Question 23. AUG on the messenger RNA will result in the activation of which of the following RNA having correct combination of amino acid? Option B. AUG will activate transfer RNA having methionine at site A and UAC at site B, which is an anticodon of AUG. Question 24. Short stretches of DNA used to identify complementary sequence in a sample are called option A. They are called as probes. Now after this, section B having 24 questions and you have to attempt any 20 questions. Question number 25 to 28 are assertion reason type questions. Now answer the questions by selecting appropriate options given. Question 25. Assertion statement. Lactational amenorrhea is the natural method of contraception. It is true. Now see the reason statement. It increases the phagocytosis of sperm. This is not true. Correct option is C. Assertion is true but reason is false. So what is the reason? Reason is lactational amenorrhea is a method based on the fact that ovulation and therefore the cycle do not occur during this period. Question 26. Assertion. Saheli, an oral contraceptive for females, contain a steroidal preparation. This is false statement. Saheli is non-steroidal preparation. See the reason statement. It is once a week pill with very few side effects. This is true. So correct option is D. Assertion statement is false and reason statement is true. Question 27. Assertion statement. Parturition is induced by a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. This is true statement. See the reason. At the end of gestation period, the maternal pituitary releases prolactin which causes uterine contraction. This is false. Maternal pituitary secretes oxytocin which causes uterine contraction. So option C is correct. Assertion is true and reason is false. Question 28. Assertion. When the two genes in a dihybrid cross are situated on the same chromosome, the proportion of parental gene combination is much higher than non-parental type. This is true. See the reason. Higher parental gene combinations can be attributed to crossing over between two genes. This is false. It is because of linkage that proportion of parental gene combination is more than recombinant type. So correct answer is option C. A is true but R is false. Question number 29. Concentration of which of the following substances will decrease in the maternal blood as it flows from embryo to placenta through the umbilical cord? Option A is correct. First oxygen and second amino acid. Their concentration will decrease in maternal blood as it flows from embryo to placenta through the umbilical cord. Question 30. In a fertilized ovule, N, 2N and 3N conditions occur respectively in option A. N occurs in antipodal, 2N occurs in zygote and 3N occurs in endosperm. Question 31. A botanist studying Viola common pensée noticed that one of the two flower types withered and developed no further due to some unfavorable condition. But the other flower type on the same plant survived and it resulted in an assured seed set. Which of the following will be correct? Option A. The flower type which survived is Clistogamous and always exhibits autogamy. Question 32. During parturition, a pregnant woman is having prolonged labor pains and childbirth has to be fastened. It is advisable to administer a hormone that can, option D, that can activate smooth muscles. Question 33. A female undergoing IVF treatment has blocked fallopian tubes. The technique by which the embryo with more than 8 blastomeres will be transferred into the female for further development is option B, GIFT. Gamete intrafallopian transfer is the technique used in this case. Question 34. The mode of action of the copper ions in an IUD is to, option B, it is to decrease the movement of sperm. 35th question. To produce 400 seeds, the number of meiotic divisions required will be, option C, it will be 500. Check the solution. 100 for getting 400 pollen grains and 400 for getting 400 female gametophyte. Question 36. A cross is made between tall pea plant having green pods and dwarf pea plant having yellow pods. In the F2 generation, out of 80 plants, how many are likely to be tall plants? Option D, 60 will be tall plants. As per results of dihybrid cross, out of 16, 12 are tall. So, out of 80, it will be 60. Check the solution to calculate it. Question 37. In Antirrhinum, capital R is phenotypically red flowers, small r is white, and capital R small r is pink. Select the correct phenotypic ratio in F1 generation when a cross is performed between capital R and capital R small r. Answer is option C. We will get 2 red and 2 pink flowers. Make the cross as shown in the diagram to get the answer. Question 38. What would be the genotype of the parents if the offspring have the phenotypes 1:1 proportion? Option D. Capital A small a crossed with small a small a. Check the cross to get the answer. Question number 39. What is the pattern of inheritance in above pedigree chart? Option B. It is an autosomal recessive trait. It is an autosomal as it is appearing in both male and female, and it is a recessive trait as there is a skip in generation, and this skip in generation you can notice in the third generation. Question 40. A couple has 2 daughters. What is the probability that the third child will also be a female? Option B. It is 50% probability to have a third female child. Question 41. Genotypic ratio of 1:2:1 is obtained in a cross between. Option B. Cross between capital A small b and capital A small b can give 1:2:1 genotypic ratio. Check the cross to get the answer. 42. Total number of nucleotide sequence of DNA that codes for a hormone is 1530. The proportion of adenine is 34%, guanine is 19%, cytosine is 23%, and thymine is 19%. Apply Chergaff's rule. What conclusion can be drawn? Option B. It is a single-stranded DNA as it has thymine and proportion of all bases are different. Otherwise, as per Chergaff's rule, in double-stranded DNA, the ratio of adenine and thymine and guanine and cytosine is constant and is always equal to 1. Question 43. A stretch of an euchromatin has 200 nucleosomes. How many base pair will there be in the stretch, and what would be the length of the typical euchromatin? Option C. 40,000 base pair and length equal to 13,600 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Check the solution to calculate the answer. Question number 44. Observe structures A and B given below. Which of the following statements are correct? Statement B is correct. A is having 2' OH group, which makes it more reactive and structurally unstable, whereas B is having 2' H group, which makes it less reactive and structurally stable. Question number 45. If Michelson and Stahl's experiment is continued for 6th generation in bacteria, the ratio of heavy strands N15, N15, hybrid strands N15, N14 and light strands N14, N14 containing DNA in the 6th generation would be option D, 0:1:31. Check the solution to calculate it. N15 will be 0 always, N15 and 14 will be 2 always, and now see N14. It is 0 in the first generation. In second generation, it will be 0 multiplied by 2 plus 2, which is equal to 2. In third generation, it will be 2 multiplied by 2 plus 2, which is 6. In fourth generation, it is 6 multiplied by 2 plus 2, which comes out to be 14. In fifth generation, 14 multiplied by 2 plus 2, which is equal to 30. And in sixth generation, it is 30 multiplied by 2 plus 2, which is equal to 62. So, the ratio will be 0 into 2 into 62, which is equal to 0 into 1 into 31. Question number 46. Two important RNA processing events led to specialized end sequences in most human messenger RNAs, one at the 5' end and two at the 3' end. At the 5' end, the most distinctive specialized end nucleotide 3 is added and a sequence of 204 is added to the 3' end. Option C is correct. Capping at 5' end, polyadenylation at 3' end, and at the 5' end, methylguanosine triphosphate is added, and at 3' end, sequence of 200 polyadenylate is added. Come to question number 47. What are mini satellites? Option C. They are short, non-coding, repetitive sequence forming large portion of eukaryotic genome. Question number 48. There was a mix-up at the hospital after a fire accident in the nursery division. Which of these children belong to the parents? As per DNA fingerprinting report, option C is correct. Pattern of DNA of child 1 and child 3 resembles the pattern of DNA of father and mother. Section C. It is case based. Question 49 to 54 are based on the case given. See the case. Study the graphs below for subject 1 and 2 showing different levels of certain hormones. Now do the question number 49. The peak observed in subject 1 and 2 is due to option C. Peak is due to luteinizing hormone. Question 50. Subject 2 has higher level of hormone B, which is option B. It is progesterone. Question 51. If the peak of hormone A does not appear in the study for subject 1, which of the following statement is true? Option C. If peak of hormone A does not appear, then there will be no observed data for hormone B also. Question 52. Which structure in the ovary will remain functional in subject 2? Option A. Corpus luteum will remain functional. Question 53. For subject 2, it is observed that the peak for hormone B has reached a plateau stage. After approximately how much time will the curve for hormone descend? Option D. After 280 days, which is a gestation period, the curve for hormone B will descend. Question 54. Which of the following statements is true about the subjects? Option B. Subject 2 is pregnant. Question 55. The gene that controls the ABO blood group system in human beings has 3 alleles, IA, IB and small I. A child has blood group O, his father has blood group A and mother has blood group B. Genotypes of other offsprings can be option B. It can be IA small I, IB small I, IA IB and small I small I. Check the solution to get the answer. Question 56. On the basis of this karyotype, which of the following conclusion can be drawn? Option C. Affected individual is a female as karyotype has 2X chromosomes and individual is with Down syndrome as karyotype is showing trisomy of 21st chromosome. Question 57. Given below a dihybrid cross performed on Drosophila, which of the following conclusions can be drawn on the basis of this cross? Option D. This cross is showing deviation from 9:3:3:1 ratio because of linkage of genes. This ratio was obtained by Mendel in his experiments in dihybrid cross. But if the genes are present on same chromosome, they are linked and tend to go together. As a result, more parental types will be obtained than the recombinant type. यहाँ पेरेंटल टाइप की परसेंटेज 98.7% है एंड रिकॉम्बिनेंट टाइप की परसेंटेज 1.3% है. Question number 58. Which cellular process is shown below? Option C. It is showing translation and elongation process, that is formation of protein which is a chain of amino acids from messenger RNA. Question 59. Origin of replication of DNA in E. coli is shown below. Identify the labeled parts 1, 2, 3 and 4. Option D is correct option. 1 is continuous synthesis of new DNA strand. 2 is discontinuous synthesis of DNA strand in the form of Okazaki fragments. 3 is 3' end of the old DNA strand and 4th is 5' end of the old DNA strand. Question number 60. Transcription unit is represented in the diagram given below. Identify site 1, factor 2 and enzyme 3 responsible for carrying out the process. Option C is the correct answer. 1 site is promoter site, 2 is sigma factor and 3 is RNA polymerase enzyme. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for staying with me. Subscribe the channel to get the information about my new video. Thank you so much.